Let us continue with the topic. Now, we have discussed about landslides and now we will discuss about industrial disasters. Now, see here, these are the most devastating man-made disasters and that will be caused due to chemical, mechanical or your electrical failures. Now, why I am discussing this? A devastating disaster happened in Bhopal, which is called Bhopal gas tragedy. Now we will discuss about this. Bhopal gas tragedy. Now Bhopal gas tragedy happened due to leak of gas called methyl isocyanate. So, this is very important. Once it was asked, right? Methyl isocyanate. Methyl isocyanate. Right now, this Bhopal gas tragedy happened in 1984, and this methyl isocyanate gas leakage happened in Union Carbide factory. Union Carbide factory in Bhopal. Right. Now see here, this methyl isocyanate gas was leaked in 1984 in Union Carbide factory. Now this is the worst example of industrial disorder. Now still there is a ministry for Bhopal gas tragedy victims in Madhya Pradesh. Now see the impact of this disaster, right? It claimed at least 20,000 lives, and now severely the repercussions are being observed till now in the people. Now this is the worst disaster happened. Now the next we will discuss about is biological disaster. Now, what is this biological disaster? Now this is caused due to accidental release of virulent microorganisms, or sometimes you call it as bioterrorism, right? Bioterrorism. Right now see here, your smallpox, anthrax are all comes under biological disasters. Anthrax, right? Focus on this. These are enough for your examination. Right now, some waterborne diseases like cholera, typhoid, hepatitis B also comes under this biological disasters. Why it was? Now see here in Delhi 5 years back, doctors identified superbug. Superbug means the highest transformation of E. coli, Escherichia coli bacteria. Now, due to high usage of antibiotics, what happened? This Escherichia coli bacteria has changed its forms by mutation and has changed into a super strong form where your antibiotics are not functioning on this, and due to this many cases of diarrhea have been registered in Delhi some 5 years back. And one more biological disaster is AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Right now the next one is nuclear hazards. Now see here, that's why even though setting up of nuclear plants, what happened during tsunami in Japan, the entire nuclear power plants have been short circuited, and due to this heavy leakage of nuclear fuel happened, which is a colossal disaster in Japan. So nuclear facilities in India have also been thoroughly checked, and they adopted internationally accepted guidelines to ensure public safety. Nuclear hazards. Right now, let us discuss about the National Disaster Management Authority. National Disaster Management Authority, NDMA. Let I write the full form, NDMA. Now what this NDMA does and what it is for. Now in 2005, Government of India have enacted Disaster Management Act, right? And in which it has created an agency authority called National Disaster Management Authority, and it was chaired by Prime Minister. Prime Minister is the chairperson. National Disaster Management Authority, right? And the state disaster management authorities are headed by their respective chief ministers to implement a holistic and integrate approach for disaster management in India. Now see here how the points are drafted out. Now in the entire India, Odisha is the highly affected areas with cyclones. Now this Naveen Patnaik government have framed and formulated a effective plan in order to control this cyclone aftermath effects. Now these points were taken by National Disaster Management Authority, and they are using the same process in all the states in India. Now, this is why they take the points and make it a strong management in order to subside the aftermath effects of this disasters, right? And again we have discussed this disaster management with respect to pollution and ecology in the respective topic itself, so I'll not repeat it again, right? The next important one what you have to discuss is Yokohama strategy. The next important one is Yokohama strategy. What is this Yokohama strategy? Already I gave a glimpse of this, how Japan saves its country from earthquakes. Now it is a frequently prone zone for earthquakes. Now see here, all the member states of United Nations and the other states met at World Conference on National Disaster Reduction in the city of Yokohama in 1994. Now all the member states of UN met at a World Conference on Natural Disasters, which happened in Yokohama, Japan in 1994. Right? Now, it acknowledged, the Yokohama strategy acknowledged that impact of natural disasters in terms of human and economic losses have been risen. Hence, the conference adopted a strategy called Yokohama strategy, right, to guide the rest of the decade and beyond to mitigate the loss. Now, see here, they have drafted a policy. Drafted a policy in order to mitigate the loss. Might be human, might be economic. Mitigate loss due to disasters, right? Now this is called Yokohama strategy, right? Now the next very important one what we have to discuss is Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction. Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction. Disaster risk reduction. Now, what is the Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction, which will be from 2015 to 2030? Right now, this Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction is a 15-year voluntary, non-binding agreement which recognizes that states has the primary role to reduce the disaster risk, but the responsibility should be shared with other stakeholders, including local government and other stakeholders also. Right now, see here, this is a 15-year voluntary. The time frame itself says it is 15-year voluntary, non-binding agreement. What it says, according to this framework, the disaster aftermath effects loss has to be shared between the local governments and all the stakeholders. Right now, this Sendai framework is a successor instrument to Hyogo framework for action. Successor. Now, this is a successor. Sendai framework is successor to Hyogo framework. Right, for action. Now, which happened in 2005, which is called HFA 2005 to 15. Right, building the resilience of nations and communities to disaster. Now, this was changed and the successor framework is Sendai framework. Now, see here, United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction has been tasked to support the implementation and follow-up of the Sendai framework. Now, United Nations International Strategy for Disaster Reduction, UNISDR. Now, under this framework, what are the top 4 priorities? Under Sendai framework, what are the top 4 priorities which prevent new and which prevent new and reduce existing disaster risks? Right now, see here, the first priority is understanding disaster risk. Understanding disaster risk is the first priority. Now, the second priority is strengthening disaster risk governance. Strengthening disaster risk governance. Right, to manage disaster risk. Now, the next one is investing in disaster reduction. Investing in disaster reduction. I write it as DR. Disaster reduction. Now, the last one is enhancing the preparedness. Right, this is the main important thing, that you have to prepare the people for the things, what to do when the impact happened. Now, this is the very most important one. Enhancing preparedness to effective response and build back better in recovery rehabilitation. Right now, see here, it aims to know how to reduce the disaster risk in the next coming 15 years. Right, and also it also helps to save the physical, social and cultural environmental assets of the persons and the countries. Now, Sendai framework for disaster is very important. Focus on this. Right.